Hey guys, so what is your favorite type of sushi to eat? Let us know down in the comments below so we can all take a look. For me, it's the golden crunchy roll, and man, does that just make me salivate thinking about that. But alas, I'm not here today to chat about food. Rather, what I want to chat about is the sushi token from the decentralized exchange SushiSwap. And I know these names sound funny, but no, I did not name them. Someone else with their creativity and humor must have chosen these food type names. But I think this project represents a huge opportunity in the crypto space because DEXs are the future, right? Centralized exchanges in both the stocks and crypto world have been playing games with us. They've been banning trading of certain stocks, and that has really pissed us all off. But decentralized exchanges won't and can't do this even if they wanted to, right? So more and more people have started to use them, and their corresponding coins should really rocket as adoption grows as well. So the big question in your head might be, is Sushi going to take off one day, giving us 10 to 100x gains as it becomes as big as Uni from Uniswap, really the golden boy for this type of project in the crypto space? So if you're interested to learn more about their crazy origin story, how the main founder almost exit scammed us all, how their DEX is different from other ones, and some top reasons to be bullish, then you're in the right place. Just sit back, relax, and just keep on watching. Welcome back to Bitcoin for Beginners. I'm your host Kevin, and in this channel we're all about deep research, honest opinions with no frills nor fluff. As always, I leave timestamps down below for your viewing pleasure, and please like this video if you want DEX coins like Sushi, Uni, and others to go to the moon. So what is SushiSwap in a nutshell, right? It's a decentralized exchange running on Ethereum, and it lets people buy and sell crypto assets. But what's interesting is that it uses something called liquidity pools rather than the traditional order book model that you may be familiar with. Because in the order book model, people go into exchanges, and when they set limit orders, then those are makers, and those are in the book to be taken later by the takers who buy or sell based on the orders already in the book. That's how the traditional exchanges that you're familiar with probably work. But SushiSwap has a different model, and they also have a token called Sushi that serves as the governance token behind this whole protocol, among other functions. So how did this project first come to life, right? Well, their founder, Chef Nomi, who is behind a pseudonym, created this project with another person called 0xMaki. And they wanted to improve on Uniswap's design, so they forked it and also created their own token in the process called Sushi. But they needed to kickstart their platform and get these liquidity pools filled per se. So what they did was that they incentivized people to do so by offering tokens to people who would provide liquidity to their pools. And this was when the amazing happened, right? Because in just a few days, over $1 billion worth of tokens and other types of crypto assets was locked in value in various SushiSwap pools. So real quick, how does it work? What are the nuts and bolts behind SushiSwap? You can swap tokens in a totally decentralized way, but let's dig into this a little bit more and talk about what that really means. Remember, they do not use a traditional order book model. They use something called AMMs, or automated market maker strategy. And this works with liquidity pools. So if you want to trade via a particular trading pair, you need for that pool to have liquidity per se. And so for the people who adds their funds to that pool, they get rewarded for doing so by mainly getting a cut of the trading fees. And to provide liquidity to these pools, all you need is an Ethereum wallet, and you lock certain types of crypto assets into particular smart contracts. For example, if you were wanting to contribute to the DAI/ETH trading pair, as a liquidity provider, you need to deposit both DAI and ETH to that pool. And besides that, SushiSwap also has yield farming options for people who stake sushi, and they get the xSUSHI token for doing so. And they will also have access to lending services as part of something called Bentobox coming soon. I love their names for these, by the way. And so you can look a little bit further into those if you're interested. Now, who are the people involved around this project, right? Because that's always important to their potential success. Well, initially it was Chef Nomi, 0xMaki, Zipboxer, and Sushi Ninja, all pseudonymous people who we don't really know who they are, besides a few small clues on their Twitter profiles and their public activities. But what we do know is that they all have DeFi and crypto experience for several years now. And they are working on other projects besides SushiSwap. This is like a side project for them. And by now, many of them are more in the background of the project rather than the forefront. And after a huge scandal that happened early in SushiSwap's life, these main founders decided to hand over the keys to Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of Alameda Research and FTX Exchange. And so as you can tell, these 4 founders of SushiSwap are huge on their personal privacy, and they care a lot about that. And if you care about privacy as a crypto trader, then you gotta go check out Godex, also our sponsors for this video. They're an anonymous crypto exchange that believes that KYC goes against the whole ethos of the crypto space. And so when you make trades on their platform, they only ask you for a recipient address for which to receive your coins. And even that is deleted within a week of using their platform. Some other unique value propositions are that they offer a fixed exchange rate for your trade. They offer more than 230 coins on their platform. There's no limit for your trade size. They strive to offer great customer support on a 24/7 basis. And for all new affiliate partners, they offer a welcome bonus of 0.005 BTC. So if any of that sounds interesting to you at all, then please go click on my link down below in the description to learn more. Now this Sushi token that we want to get our hands on, right? What is it all about? How does it work? What is its tokenomics? Those are very important questions you must ask as a crypto investor. Now the first part is it's an ERC20 token mainly for governance purposes, right? So for different community proposals or protocol upgrades, you can have a vote and a voice if you hold this. And Sushi can also be used for other products and services in the SushiSwap realm like xSUSHI and SushiBar. And you also have the right to a cut of the fees, right? Because SushiSwap takes 0.3% of trades and 0.05% of that goes to token holders in the form of additional sushi. But one big thing to know about the tokenomics is that it is inflationary, so they will always mint more sushi. And so it might not be a good idea to just hodl sushi straight up long term. Rather, you should use it within the SushiBar solution to get you rewards. Because if inflation becomes more than what you hold and what you get from the rewards, then it may not be a good idea, fundamentally speaking, to hold sushi long term. But this project is relatively new though, so there's not much track record yet, but there has still been a lot of crazy price action so far. And that is something that's very important to look at if you're considering whether or not to invest in a project, right? So when they very first launched in August of 2020, they had a huge pump that they started out with, but then proceeded to dump almost all of that initial pump. And in September, when the founder withdrew $14 million worth of project funds, people called exit scam from the roof, right? And so that contributed to a huge dump in the price of sushi. But it took a few months for them to recover. And now in early 2021, as the market is heating up like crazy, they have recovered all the way and reached new all-time highs in terms of USD value, reaching almost $16 per sushi at all-time high. That is some Michelin star type sushi right there. And at number 38 at all, Sushi is one of the top 50 projects in the whole crypto space. Super impressive. So if you're wondering, will that hold? That is the big question, right? I mean, I think they are in a very promising space, but it depends ultimately on their ability to continue to innovate and draw users. Users are at the end of the day what matters, and the more there are, the more traders on SushiSwap, then the more fees that will go to the token holders too, thus creating a virtuous cycle of demand for sushi. And there are also a lot of other reasons to be super bullish about sushi, because DeFi in general is blazing hot, and the whole niche in crypto is looking like it's here to stay. SushiSwap specifically is not just copying Uniswap and leaving it at that. They are continuing to blaze their own trail, which I really like to see. They have some really exciting features coming up, like a cross-chain DEX integrating with Polkadot. Shout out to all my DOT watchers right here. And also Bentobox, which I briefly mentioned earlier, a new lending solution looking to take on Compound and AAVE, two giants in this field of decentralized lending protocols. And lastly, we've seen centralized exchanges like Robinhood in the stock space banning stuff straight up, right? So that is all the reason to believe in decentralized, censorship-resistant trading on platforms like SushiSwap. And so they're here to stay. They just got to execute, and that's all the reason to be more and more bullish in DEX coins like Sushi. And if you're like me, you're super interested in all the drama that happens all the time in the crypto space, right? So I took some time to look deeper into what all happened with this supposed exit scam and how SushiSwap was able to survive that, right? So what happened was this guy, Chef Nomi, decided to withdraw $14 million worth of Ether from the dev fund. And this was a complete shock and unannounced. So the entire community was up in arms, calling him out, just being really pissed, right? So they all accused him of doing an exit scam. And to be fair, that is a reasonable accusation because we've seen this happen multiple times in the past few years just in our small crypto world. But then even big news sites like Bloomberg started covering this story, and this made people lose faith in the whole DeFi space for a small period of time. And you can see that in the chart of total amount of Ether locked in various DeFi protocols that had a noticeable drop after the SushiSwap incident, but it's since climbed back up. Long story short though, the pressure from the community worked because he returned the fund. And I probably think that he just didn't want to get chased around the world and people harassing him and threatening him, right? Because there were the internet sleuths that investigated deeply and started calling out some people who might be Chef Nomi. And so who knows, he might have been scared, but eventually he returned the funds, all of it untouched, back to the fund and handed over the keys to the purse to Sam Bankman-Fried. And he also offered a public apology to all of Twitter, saying that it was harmless and that he just wanted to pay himself for the work done. But now he returned it back, he listened to the community, and he would just take a step back from the project. If you were following this drama in those few days, it was surely a crazy time. And I really thought he was gone for good, taking his millions in profit and just piecing to some island, right? But alas, that's not what happened, and SushiSwap has recovered swimmingly since then. So what are my final thoughts? I love sushi and I want to get my hands on some, right? Personally, I think it will become as big as Uni, and they both will become way bigger because we see centralized exchanges like Coinbase about to go public at a record high valuation, like 70 to $100 billion. That's insane amount of money in valuation for that. And so with DEXs, they have been doing comparable amount of trading volume compared to centralized exchanges like Coinbase. So why can't they be worth just as much and provide and capture just as much value too, right? I certainly think they can. They're already well on their way. So if SushiSwap 10x's to become more aligned with centralized exchanges, could it be worth $150 per sushi? I certainly think so in the long run. So I really want to hear your opinion of sushi down below. Let me know in the comments what you think. And also please smash that like button to support our channel. I'm Kevin. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.